Mike with Trike with Mike, Texas. So, occasionally you have a snafu with a video. The first one didn't record, so we're going to do that one again. So, let's get to it. So, this is part of the second video. So, if you see what I got here, we're talking about pedals today. This is off of a Trike, just plain Jane pedal, but it's got the heel straps. And that allows you your foot not to slip off, okay? No slip. When you're riding, so it won't drop down. Now, the problem is these aren't really doing you anything other than giving you somewhat of a platform to push on. And your foot can kind of do this as you're riding. So this is what most people start with. It's an okay solution. The pedal snobs come in and they tell you SPD cleats, okay? Cleats. Here's a cleat here. My pedals I loaned to somebody, so I don't have them here, but I did this for a long time. And they worked. Your foot clips in and stays in. It allows you to push and pull on your strokes with the same leg. So that was beneficial. If you had a weak leg or something, this is probably what you need. But there's some problems with that. First of all, the shoes you can get aren't the widest shoes. I got the widest I could find, and they still hurt my feet because I got wide feet. And this is my wife's shoe, and that part didn't bother her. But what bothered her was this pressure point. It's very small, a small area of the foot, and all this rest of this foot is out here hanging out, you know. And so everything's right here. And after about 10 miles, she was uncomfortable. About 15 miles, she was letting you know she was uncomfortable. And at 20 miles, she just wasn't having it anymore. And I guess when I was riding, because I was going 30, 40 miles with them, I didn't pay much attention. I just thought, you know, that's the price of riding. We'll go with it. But once she started complaining, I started looking for something different. And so what I came up with, Pedaling Innovations pedals. One of the guys in the group, Rich, has some of these. I said, you know, I'll try it because, you know, first of all, over this pedal, the surface area is almost 3 times as much. Okay. You know, you got that, and then that. So not quite, but they do have a extra large version. If you got super clown feet like my son, then you might consider that pedal. These things are aluminum, sturdy, and I am now a brand ambassador for this. Probably because he's gearing these for mountain bikes and stuff. I found them, or a bunch of us found them, for trikes. And I've got more trike videos out there than anybody else he's got riding with his pedals. So anyway, he asked me to be a brand ambassador, and I'm willing to do that. I'm wanting to do that. There's a link in the description. You click on that. He's supposed to toss me a nickel every time you buy one of these using that link. So we'll see how it goes. If you buy something from him using that link, let me know. I want to keep the guy honest, right? I think he is. I think he's building a quality product and just outstanding, period. But either way, if you notice here, you got slots in the sides and on the ends. You've got also on one side you got short little nubbies, on the other side you got taller ones. So it comes, when you get it, it comes with all the little short little nubbies. All right, but it gives you a bag with all the tall little nubbies. And so what I do is I put the short little nubbies on one side and the tall on the other. And I usually ride with the tall. Okay, that gets your foot in there. My current shoes that I've been using for forever, they got this kind of tread on here, and these get down into the little, little things here, and I can't hardly move my foot. Once it's on them, I can't move it up and down at all. So it's not falling off like it would if this pedal didn't have the straps. You're not keeping it on with these little nubs. You're just not. So the foot doesn't come off of there. And then I'm waiting. Thursday, I'm supposed to get a delivery of Vans shoes. And I'll show you the tread marks on them. And thank you, Rich, for pointing this out, albeit quite some time ago. Contrary to popular belief, if it's something I don't need or feel like I can use, I don't just go buy it. I research the crap out of something before I buy anything. And even then I'm leery until I use it. And that was the same with these. My first time, I'm like, well, that's, it's under $60. What? It's a pedal. I already got pedals. Well, no, you don't. These are a problem. And then we show later in a different video, but I'll probably attach them together anyway, that this here, let's see. That's it. I can run this Velcro through the slots, and you can get color coordinated Velcro like I got, color coordinated. Run it through the slots. And then I made this cutout piece. Perfect. And I can now do the same thing that this crummy pedal does with a much more superior pedal. So, get my wife's shoe on here. This is her shoe, not mine. I'm not going to claim it. But anyway, so now not only you got this, ain't going nowhere. I mean, look, it's in the grooves, and it just has to be in one or two grooves. These things don't go anywhere. And then I've got the strap too. If I strapped it properly, that I can't definitely go down. And so for the Trike pedal snobs, I'm going to say there. And the people are that way. I mean, I'm snobbish about some things too. I mean, I love these pedals. I guess I'm a pedaling innovation snob. But I'm not going to go complaining because you're using this. That's your decision, right? Or if somebody's using the clips. And the clips are fine. I never had a problem with my clips other than foot pain after a period of time. And it's real, people. But some people overlook it. And some people might not bother. I don't know. It bothers her a lot. It bothered me after a lot longer than it took for her. But, and then you got, when you're walking around, it's got that metal on concrete noise that I don't like. But the next thing, and plus you're always having to change shoes. You drive there and then you change shoes and you know, swap them in and out. So you got to haul these around too. Now, I will say one thing about the clips that the pedal snobs don't want you to know. I saw a video, it was a while back. It was a bunch of guys riding their road bikes, and some of them got tangled up or something. Either way, they crashed. One of the guys, you know, he went down on his right side, didn't get unclipped in the process, broke his leg on something, still clipped in. And his buddies, you know, of course, the bike's on him, he's on him. His buddies are trying to help him up, and they're trying to get him unclipped, but his leg's broken. So he can't help because his leg's broken. And they're having to manhandle his broken leg just to pop it out and unclip it. They're usually pretty easy to unclip if they're adjusted right. I've also had them unclip accidentally if I just move my foot just right, and that's a problem too, but not as much. I mean, it's a good option. It's not the only option, and it's not necessarily the safest option, because if I'm rolling my trike, I don't want to be with the trike. I don't want 80 pounds of trike landing on me and me happen to be stuck to it with my foot because 80 pounds of trike's coming at me. I rolled my Villager once when I had these pedals, and you know, I rolled it and I went whee, just right out of there. And that's what I want if I ever roll this thing moving. I don't want to be stuck to the trike. And you know, even with these, because you know, you're rolling, your motion's not like this, down or up, it's whee. And so you can pedal snob it if you want, but you know, this is a good option. My only complaint about these is when you pick your trike up by the pedals, 80-pound trike. One, they're strong enough, no problems, but wear gloves because this hurts your hands. This hurts your hands a lot. So, all right, well, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Use the link, and if you're planning on getting these, and then let me know, because, you know, keep him honest. I'll get a nickel. Maybe in 10 years, I'll pay for one set of pedals. So, thank you so much for watching. Trike with Mike, Texas, out.